where.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was really weird. I just all of a sudden I'm sitting there and boom, everything went out and I'm like,
Oh
what the
well,
heck?
I know. So I know it's one of those things. I guess that happens. I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
I guess George Baker did it. Did you ever find it?
yes, I
Mm,
did. George Baker did. Yes, found out. I read a couple. And as we figured, it was about people referred to as a bag of marijuana. This little green bag that they were
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
It's like something Tony would say or whatever. Like he's trying to find some cannabis or you know. Did y'all did y'all see the I just forgot. Go ahead, my bad.
Hmm. Go ahead.
Okay, I had George Benson after that.
Oh my goodness, great guitar player there.
Yeah, and some pretty good songs.
And good songs. The track "Breezin'" was the first I heard from him. He also had that one called "This Masquerade," which was recommended by one of my teachers at the school
I
that
believe
I
that's
used
an
to
old
go
Leon
to.
Russell song.
Yeah. We can't. My personal favorite from him is "Lady Love Me."
Mm.
And then you got Rainy Night in Georgia.
Yeah.
Wait, have you done a Leon Russell list yet?
No, and I might do that for the next show because I don't have one ready now.
Do for the next show for as
Because
well.
Leon Russell was a great artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true there. He's from the New Orleans area, right? I guess.
I believe so.
Yeah,
With
because he's tied in with the I know he's tied in with the Cajun rock music scene there along with Little Feat.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Next,
back to George Benson, we also got to give him credit for giving the night. There was this band concert at my old high school back in Michigan, and it was one of the guest performers was George Benson, not the George Benson that we're speaking of here, but a saxophone player named George Benson.
huh,
And so, and I remember there was a couple of young parents out there holding George Benson albums because they're hoping to be autographed. When they find out this ain't the George Benson we were expecting.
right.
Oh, dude, me and my dad went to that show there because he thought the same thing.
Yeah, and he also did a cover, I believe, of On Broadway.
Yes, he did. That was played a lot of times on the jazz stations, many times there.
Yeah, and after him, I've got uh, George Thorogood.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
bubble.
dude, the first time I heard of him was in '79 with "Moving On Over." Big hit on the radio there.
Bad to the Bone.
Yeah, no, that's the one people always go for. That was one of the main songs. But they need to also look for further for "In the Nighttime," which came out
Yeah,
the same year, '79. Um, they also have to go for what's that one called? "Who Do You Love?" His Bo Diddley cover.
right.
Great song there. Great cover, I should say.
Listen,
Yeah.
Brown, can you do the bubble 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 What?
Bye. There you go.
Yeah,
Anyone could do it, man.
yeah. And somehow they didn't make my list, and I just happened to think of him. Uh, Dr. John.
Oh
Mm.
wow.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like the whole family, like you can gather around, living room with the family, and see who can do the bubble 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 bang. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Family
Yeah.
deal.
And if I understand, Dr. John is also with the Cajun music scene, I guess, with the
Well, that's actually
two
what
acts
brought
of.
him to my mind.
Mm. Oh wow. And so it's Little Feat, Leon Russell, and Dr. John. And
Yeah,
Dr. John was always the one who came up with these crazy get-ups before he get behind the piano there, if I'm
yeah.
correct.
Because he's in the
Mm.
right place, but at the wrong time.
Ah, and that's the thing to be in nowadays in rock and roll.
Yeah. And next bunch I got is Georgia Satellites.
Oh my goodness. I remember that song. Probably the biggest songs he ever had was "Keep Your Hands to Yourself" from '86 there,
Yeah,
and yeah, and that was and we all know the song. It's about a guy who's trying to
Damn, but
get some
they're
lovey
really had a
dovey
bunch
from his
by
what up?
Brown. They had a
Who?
bunch, right? You
Well,
naming all.
they had a few songs, but the main one they always go for is, of course, the one we mentioned there.
Yeah, keep your hand to yourself.
Listen,
Yeah.
I have one. I have one, but it'll probably be on your list.
Mhm.
I have the drinking song.
Mm,
You know what I'm talking about?
the drinking song. How does it go?
It's um, like it names all the different kinds of drinks. I forgot. Like you know what I'm talking about, Art?
No,
Here, I'll look it.
Yeah, give us a little bit of description because there's so many drinking songs that are out
yeah,
there.
that's
Well,
true.
for thorough good though. I drink alone.
Oh yeah, that's
And
another
one
one that's
bourbon,
played a
one
lot.
bourbon, one scotch,
Oh
one
my
beer. Remember that
goodness, that was an old one. Yes, I remember
one?
the whole. I remember that just as well, man.
Were those on your list, Art?
What that? Oh, I didn't have a list for him.
Oh, I thought
We
we
were
were thorough good.
Yeah, but I don't have a list for Thorogood.
we were just mentioning these artists by chance, so we take it from there.
And we're trying to think of songs they have done.
Yes, and a lot of good ones for the record there.
Yep.
Also, we can't forget that no, 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 his version of that song there.
Yeah,
I remember hearing that. I think that's also on the Bad to the Bone album.
probably so.
Yeah,
I
because
honestly don't know.
well,
Have y'all seen that movie Wild Hogs with
um,
Travolta and Tim Allen and Martin?
I remember hearing about it, but I never really seen. I don't really watch movies
They had
that much
a
anymore.
bunch of really good songs in it. I mean, especially the Bad and the Bone one for sure was on there, but
Oh, yeah.
definitely
Oh,
classic song.
oh, wow, interesting there. Cool.
Next one I got, we've kind of brought up a couple of times too.
Mhm.
Jerry Rafferty,
Oh my
Oh,
goodness, I remember, gosh,
Baker
God,
Street.
Baker Street, the album City to City. I had that album.
That
I had
album
my
is
mind
good.
that it is absolutely the Ark, Baker Street, whatever is written in your heart. Right down the line. I first heard that album when I was in one of the schools that had the record player there with all these records there. Our teacher at the time brought in that record and we were listening to it. It's like, wow, I got to get this record sometime. Hey, Ma, can you get this record for me for Christmas? Sure, son.
Yeah, and actually, City to City is a good song.
Yeah, the title cut. Maggie May. No, that's Rod Stewart. Maggie's song, I think, was called as well. Why did I think of Maggie May?
I don't know.
I don't know. Probably because of the same name, I guess. Oh.
Possibly. Next guy, I can't tell you off the top of my head what his song was, but he had at least one big song.
One.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, I heard some in there, dude.
Was that YR?
Yeah,
Uh,
y'all okay? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
everything's okay, dude.
All right.
Gilbert O'Sullivan.
I heard of this guy. He recorded for this record label called MAM, M-A-M Records. I think this was distributed by London Records, what I understand.
I believe so.
Because they distributed a lot of record labels at that time. They had Parrot Records for Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck. They also had Decca Records back in England for a while. And also they also distributed Duran Records and where the Moody Blues once recorded for. And
Right.
then, of course, Threshold Records, which was started by the Moody Blues later on.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh, well, I
Uh,
kind of have to wait to go look to see what song it is. I have to kind of wait for my computer to finish booting. I got two computers, and the one that I'm using
uh,
hasn't finished booting yet.
oh, wow. Still booting up? Wow.
Well, I have a lot of things that I have coming up on this particular computer. I'm sure the song is no big deal, but
Hmm.
I thought it'd be nice for completeness to at least go find it.
Ah, nice.
Either that or someone with a computer that's working could look on Wikipedia for Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Tell you what, I can go. I will tell you what. I will go for that right now. Gilbert
Yes.
Olson. We'll look
Listen,
it
the
up
whole
right now.
Gilbert Sullivan situation, did he pass away or?
I honestly don't know. He was a one or a two hit wonder in the 70s, but I can't remember the song
Let me
or
see here.
songs.
Yeah. No, he's still around. He was born in 60. No, 1946 was the year he was born. He's an English singer and songwriter who achieved his most significant success during the 1970s. He's right now 74 years old. He had Alone Again. That was one of
Alone
his
Again,
big ones.
naturally, yeah,
Yep.
that's it.
Nothing Rhymed from 1971. Claire from
Right.
72. And there were a few others there just as well.
The big one was Alone Again, naturally. I remember that one.
Yes, I remember. Which later got sampled by some rapper. I think it was Biz Markie not too long ago. I guess years back he sampled this song for his track there.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of sampling, but then again,
Like, well, hold on a minute. Are you a fan, like with rap songs? You mean
I
you don't like the mix?
I don't really like rap.
Me too.
Pers-
I mean, you know,
Not much. The only rap I would ever listen to is one that
like
would educate.
I like to an extent, but I just don't like the hip hop rap culture. I don't like the culture that it's
there are one or
doing
two
to the
songs, I
children of
guess.
America.
Yeah, there are one or two songs out there that I kind of like that are, I guess, are considered rap songs. But by and large, I don't like rap.
Yeah.
That
Especially today's rap. It's usually yeah, that mumble rap stuff there. It's fine.
It's very malicious. You know, very malicious.
Yeah.
well, there's that one song that I think it was Faith No More did. I kind of liked that one.
Epic.
Yeah,
Yeah, epic with the rap lyric with the rap verses there along with the chorus there.
yeah,
You want it all, but you can't have it.
yeah. I
Would
do
you
kind of
do
like
it
that song.
when you're singing my song? You're doing everything and you're doing it wrong. I'm gonna tell you if you and love is the source. And he did. Remember that, Bell Brown?
Absolutely.
right?
That was fucking that's it. It was fucking everywhere, man.
Yeah, that and I kind of like. Um, I'm not a big fan of Limp Bizkit,
Neither have I. I couldn't stand Limp
especially their
Bizkit. I'm
cover
still
on
oh
Behind
god.
Blue Eyes. That
Oh
song right
god.
there
Oh
turned me off of
gosh.
them completely.
Bleh. What did have you ever heard that version of Behind Blue Eyes, YR?
They didn't even do the bridge. They just
Oh,
left it
by
off.
who was it?
Limp
It was a newer
Bizkit's
band that did
cover
it. Yes,
Limp
it's horrible,
Bizkit's cover of oh gosh. Oh
horrible.
gosh. That was terrible, dude. That was supposed to be for the soundtrack with the movie Gothica with Haley Berry, and it just made no sense. This, oh gosh. If, Pete Townsend, if you ever saw that, you'd be free for you to whack Fred Durst with the back of his head with your guitar, like you did with Abby Hoffman. Yep, Barsko, yep, our permission. You
Yeah, in fact, we'd help.
know, oh yeah. We'll take all our guitars and whack that pud whack in the head there. And I was never, and I have to agree,
Yes.
I was never a big, I was not, I couldn't really get Limp Bizkit, let alone the name, because the
Yeah,
rock. I mean, like when I hear the name Limp Bizkit, I think of some guy whose pecker just went. "Phew." That's what it reminds me of there.
What?
That's what I thought Limp
Well, remember
Bizkit
all
meant.
those? Remember all the like that when that newer rock came out in the
The new
2000s?
metal, the new
They had the new
metal,
met.
yeah.
Remember all the different bands' names? Like even some in the 90s, like
new
You know,
metal band. Yeah,
Rage
like
Against the
Death.
Machine, Nirvana, Pearl Jam. Those are all weird names even in the 90s. And then you go to 2000s.
It's
Yeah.
You're right,
kind of, in a way,
Deftones, all
reminiscent
that.
of the weird names of the 60s.
Yes.
Yeah, Ark touched up on a lot of those bands, and also in the '70s just as well.
Yeah, every once in a while we run through a little spot where bands decide, you know what, I'm going to make a name that's weird.
Well, one of the
That's
best bands, remember me and Brown's old band, the Young and Brown Project. You know,
yeah,
Young and Brown.
yeah, we did that. Yeah, for a while there.
Internet band. That was an internet
Yeah, I
band
would
during
play
the
from my house, and Wire would sing along from his place there.
yes.
It was a guy. It was mostly Priest covers.
Yes, Judas Priest.
And by the way, I
We need to do more
understand.
though. We need to do more of that, Brown, but we need to do it like recorded to where it sounds better. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we
I
could record
know.
our
It's like
parts.
we got to do that. And by the way, have you ever heard about this? KK Downey said that Judas Priest threatened to sue him because of the
Well, that
name
was
KK.
that was the news I was going to come out.
Yeah, I heard.
The new, the Priest tour coming up. It's not going to be. It's still going to be Andy Sneap and obviously the other guitarist. What's his name? Brain fart. Richie Faulkner. Faulkner,
Yes.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not because they keep putting on the tour like promotions that Glenn Tipton's on there, like his picture, and it's false advertising. It's not right. But they came out and in Halford on some podcast, he did pretty much confirm that it's still going to be the same lineup as his last go around. So unfortunately, I'm probably going to catch it still. I mean, you got to. It's going to be the 50th anniversary tour, so they're going to play all kinds of hits. Going to the Painkiller years, hopefully, and all of that. And then obviously KK's Priest. Go into that news because I do want to see KK's Priest live too. But.
Yeah, we got Chad. That's definitely worth checking out here. KK Downing elaborated in his decision to call his group KK's Priest, which is a nod to his former group Judas Priest. He's of course joined by Tim Ripper Owens, who used to sing with Judas Priest. Guitarist AJ Mills for the band Hostile, bassist Tony Newton from Voodoo 6, and drummer Sean ELG, who used to play in Cage and the Death Riders. And apparently what it was is that he said in an interview, as transcribed by blabbermouth.net, quote unquote, I think a lot of fans will understand that I've been a priest since 1968. I've wanted to be a priest since that time. I transversed the road of evolution of the music as we know it today. I went from blues when I was young to a progressive blues to rock to hard rock to heavy metal. I've been on that journey, so I believe I have the right to continue as a priest. Not an actual priest, but you get what we're saying here. Because the other guys in priests now, I haven't met them. They're playing my songs, which is fine, which apparently is referring to his replacement, Richie Faulkner. But they have the right to be a priest, Judas said is. Then I have the right to be a priest, KK's. And I can't start something totally new. I can't sound like a new guitar player. I can't write like a new guitar player. So everything I do is going to be reminiscent of the past to the fans. That's why I decided to call the band KK's Priest. And I think it's absolutely fine. I really do. And in the face of KK's Priest, that will involve, and that will be the journey with us. There's so much yet to come. There's more videos, more songs coming away, and there's more albums to come as also. In fact, here's someone else here sitting here. Their lawyers sent a letter to my record company making threats of legal action if I went forward with KK's Priest. But for the moment, nothing has happened. I think they made the threat but decided not to follow through with that, but they made the threat to try to stop me making the band. In fact, here's something else Downey revealed. He said a couple weeks after his walkout, Rob and his manager wrote him a letter and it was hoping that they can form a new group together. KK, Rob, and some other musicians. I guess a guitar player named Jeff Loomis, who used to play with Arch Enemy and Nevermore, was one of them. but he still has the emails. So he just ignored it. Now, of course, their album "Sermons of the Sinner" has been released this past August. There, it's on a label called Explorer One Music Group slash EX EX1 Records. There, somebody's texting me there.
Oh,
It's kind of yeah. You remember for a while it was going to be Vinnie Vincent. What did you use the name Vinnie Vincent's Kiss? Believe it or not.
hmm.
Oh gosh, that was one of the biggest jokes ever, man.
Yo, have you seen that the kids documentary on A&E yet? Two
No, I
parts.
was at no, I wasn't. Was it around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. hour there? I guess.
Oh
Have
yeah, it
you
was
saw it?
recently. It was. I
Yeah,
haven't even
because
seen it. I haven't seen it yet because it was
oh yeah,
controlled by.
because usually
Yeah.
I work about 10 or 11 in the evening there, so I haven't been able to check out any programs, let alone Farmhouse or anything else there.
Night shift guy.
Yeah, well, not necessarily, more like a late afternoon lately there. So night shift is when you start at 10 p.m. and get off at 6 a.m. And I did that for a couple of years back in Richmond, Michigan.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's
Yep.
fun.
Yeah, very fun. Boring as hell. Had to plug my ears with earplugs because I got sick and tired of hearing the music over the loudspeaker over and over and over and over and over. Drove me nuts.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Okay.
shit. So anything else we doing right now?
Next guy I got's Glad Fry.
Oh yeah, rest in peace.
Mm,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I get Michigan native of his own there. Michigan's own, I should say there. Correct myself. He also released a couple of good solo records. The one you love was a real proper ballad to listen to, detailing a woman who is stuck between a person who loves her or the man that she loves, who in the past hurt her before.
Didn't he also do The Heat Is On?
Yes, for the first Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack
Yeah.
there. That was a big hit just as well.
Yeah.
And I guess came up with a couple others like True Love that was came out years later afterwards.
Yeah. Next band I got is a Dutch band that's released a lot of records, mostly over there, but every
Hmm.
once in a while a song would make it over here.
Oh,
Speaking of Golden Earring,
oh my
Radar
goodness. We
Love.
know Radar Love, and we cannot forget Twilight Zone, which came out in '82 there.
And they
A
actually had another.
tremendous,
Go ahead.
yeah, and interesting story about that song. For what I heard, that song was about a hitman who, after committing his task, finds he cannot live with himself
Wow.
with what he did there. So the details how feels like he's spiraling down this hole here, there, mentally and emotionally. Ridden by guilt is basically what the song is about. A man ridden with guilt after committing a heinous task there of murder.
Yeah, and they had another, I thought a pretty big song off the same album as Radar Love. One called Are You Receiving Me,
Mm.
which is really a decent song.
Ah, nice. So definitely worth checking out there.
Oh, yeah. And I almost threw this toward the prog ends because they're pretty much prog. And I figured, nah, I'll cover them now. What the heck?
Yeah. Yeah, they do deserve a nod off there, and they're a nod of recognition there.
Yeah. And then I got Graham Nash. He had a
Oh yeah,
couple of solo albums.
yeah. Got to remember, CSNN did a lot of solo records on the side there. Stephen Stills, David Crosby, and Nash as well.
Yeah, and definitely Neil Young.
Yeah, he released some more songs. He was one of the most solo of the solos there.
Yeah. The biggest one by Graham Nash that I remember is Chicago.
Oh yeah, which of course we own the band Chicago.
Yeah, but that song was about the city.
Yes.
You mean Ohio?
Mm. Yes, Ohio.
Well, that
Yes.
was Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Oh,
Graham
you
Nash
mean
did a song
And
called
me, and
Chicago.
Young,
Chicago? I thought you were talking about the band Chicago. My
Young
bad.
Republican.
Mm,
And he also did another one called Prisoner Song that was pretty decent.
I see there.
Next guy I got, you may have heard of him, Greg Allman. He had a couple of solo albums.
Oh yeah.
He,
Yes, I remember. We all know the one that gets played a lot. I'm no angel.
yeah, and he did a cover of his own song, Midnight Rider. Although
Okay.
I still prefer the Allman Brothers version.
Yeah. And he's no longer with us, unfortunately, just as well.
No,
Yeah, I think he died in the couple years back, I guess it was there. And let's not forget, he was briefly married to Cher, I guess about 24 hours.
well, it was a little longer than that. They had a child.
Yeah, that's true there. Elijah Blue, who was, we mentioned the last time, appeared in the her video of If I Could Turn Back Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, I don't know for sure how many members are in this band because the name's kind of ambiguous.
Mm.
Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds. So is that
Mm.
Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds? Or is it
Mm.
Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds?
Mm.
Joe Cronin. Joe Cronin.
Yeah, I think their hit was Don't Pull Your Love Out on Me, Baby.
Ah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember. Listen, I remember back. That song was on the radio, and I made love to the woman of my dreams. That song was great. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Great song.
All right. Okay, and what else?
Next one I got Henry Gross.
Oh my gosh, we know that his big song Shannon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that was a song about a dog, wasn't it?
yeah. Let me look it up here. Let me look it up here. Let me mute this.
Oh my God, guys, don't be malicious. Come on, what are y'all doing right now? Jesus
Who?
Christ.
You
Who are
know,
you talking
uh,
to?
Oh
who,
my God.
what? Us?
Why do we have to go there with the? Come on. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Apparently, this is something we know nothing about.
Very inappropriate, you two. Very
Us?
inappropriate.
Uh,
What was the
Uh,
name of the song and what was it about?
it was about
Shannon.
Shannon by Henry Gross, and it became an international hit, reaching number 6. I guess let me look it up here. How did we in the Billboard Top 100, number 5 on the Cashbox Top 100, and was a smaller hit in the UK and Australia, and it reached the number 1 in Canada and New Zealand. And it was written about the death of Beach Boys drummer Beach Boys member Carl Wilson's Irish
Yeah, I was about to
setter.
say, like, why would y'all say it was about a dog? Who's
It was.
It was. It was.
No,
It
it's
was a
about the
name.
Beach Boys drummer.
No,
No.
listen, let him finish.
No, no,
All
no.
right, my bad, my
I
bad.
made a mistake. It was the death of an Irish setter of the same
Oh
name.
God,
Who
that's a
was?
fucking big mistake, Brown. God,
I know.
where
I
did the Beach
realize.
Boys drummer come in there? Where did that come from?
I don't know why. It's just
Oh, good God.
somebody Wilson. I know that was a mistake. Well, you got to remember, there's so many Wilsons in that group, so it's hard to tell which one which. There.
Yeah, you had Carl, you had Dennis, you had Brian.
Yep. Yep. The same thing with the 2 Taylors and Duran Duran now and then.
Yeah,
Or actually 3 Taylors: John, Roger, and Andy. And apparently, what it was, Gross visited Carl Wilson's home in L.A. and in conversation, he said he owned an Irish setter named Shannon, and replied that Wilson replied he also had an Irish setter named Shannon, but that was recently killed by a car. And that was about it. That's what the song's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next group I got is a group called Hot Butter. They did an instrumental called Popcorn.
I think I've heard that song. That was like a techno piece when you look at it there.
Well,
One of the
sort of. It was
first
kind of like pop, 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 pop. I always thought Hot Butter should follow up with Baked Potato, but hey, that's me.
Hmm. Yeah, but this was one of the many early electronic songs that were out there.
Yeah, yeah. And then the next one I got here is Hot Chocolate.
Oh my God, you sexy thing.
Everyone's a winner.
Yep.
And another big song they got, which is actually pretty good, is something called Emma, which is a
Emma.
story. Yeah, it's a story about a young girl that was going to be a star, and it never happened. So later on, she took her own life.
Oh wow. Sad
It's a
there.
hard song to listen to, but it is good.
And it kind of makes sense because so many people have these dreams of being a star, only to end up not making achieving that goal, and it kind of breaks their heart in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Kind of like this. It's kind of like the that one lyric in the way to San Jose. I know the stars that never were are parking cars and pumping gas.
yeah,
I think Wendy Williams, the singer for the Plasmatics, took her own life because of that. She was living a regular life, working at a zoo here and there, and she just can't handle the normal pace of an everyday job and stuff. She wanted to be back to where she was before, and couldn't, and just ended up taking her own life because of it.
yeah.
And what Real Spuckers TV is calling here.
Okay, let me hurry up and do two more, and then we'll quit.
Okay, there.
Hugh Masekela.
Hugh Massiga. He's like a jazz musician, if I'm correct.
Yeah, but he did have a hit in the pop charts called Grazing in the Grass.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
And then there's Hugo Montenegro.
Go. I think I heard of that as well.
He did a cover of a lot of the Man with No Name songs like Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars. And
Oh my goodness. Oh well. The No Man with No Name trilogy.
yeah,
And that's the man who composed the Ecstasy of Gold piece there from that movie.
yeah. Well, he wasn't the composer. He covered it. The guy who did its name was Ennio Morricone,
Well, yeah, that's how his name is pronounced. The Ecstasy of Gold, as we know, is the
which
theme
is a great
music from
song.
Mattel. Absolutely, and the scene in that movie while that track is playing is phenomenal just as well. A
Yep.
cowboy running through a graveyard here and there for what reason there. And we also know it by heart as the opening music to all Metallica performances.
Yeah. Okay, and then the last one, and you can move on to
Minnesota Vikings fan.
yeah, Hurricane Smith.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of that one there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what the song was he did.
Mm. All right there.
Come on, computer. Oh, babe, what would you say?
Mm. All right.
It
Interesting.
was a
Sounds good.
minor hit. Okay, then we'll pick up at the eyes next time if you need to go to the other thing. YR might not join it then.
No, they're not. No, because the YR and Minnesota Vikings fan do not see eye to eye there. A couple of times in the past, when I was on their show there, um, YR and I would call in and Vikings would be all over him. I said, I'm out of here.